Good morning, friends. Welcome to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel, and we're just getting a lot of different kinds of stuff done today on the property. But today I'm just so proud of myself. The second treatment on my orchard, and like if you were really rigorous and you're managing an orchard and like treating it for fungus, mildews, pests, things like that, there's like a whole schedule you can follow. And I'm just proud of myself that I've even done like the initial dormant spray before the buds break, and now buds are open and I'm spraying them. I could probably spray my grapes again. So this says copper fungicide on it, but that's what I sprayed originally on them. What I just mixed up in these empty bottles is like a horticulture oil that I'll be using next. And I told you guys I would be sharing the results if it makes any difference this year. And we got so lucky this morning. We are one of 2 counties in Michigan that didn't get frost or freeze. And I'm just looking at my blueberries still loaded with blooms, and these apples just loaded with blooms, and just thanking God that He spared us this year, because there's been many, many years where we've been out here the night before throwing blankets on everything. But I'm gonna get this sprayed, and that's just my morning project this morning. It is a nippy 40 degrees out this morning, but it's supposed to warm up today. Another thing I'm thinking of is I really wanna get this done before the bees come out, and it's a little too chilly for the bees to be out. So I don't know that this would hurt them, but just something I'm thinking of. I don't know if I should spray anything else, but I'll give everything just a nice general love. It's also another good time to, when you're managing an orchard, just to come out and look at it every now and then. Like I don't know why this guy doesn't have any leaves up his top. Another thing I thought of is I wanted to get out here this morning before they had like the heat of the direct sun on them, because you wouldn't want to use this neem oil in the heat of in direct sun. Do it in an overcast day or before the sun gets to them so the oil can dry. Okay, I think I got everybody. Well, maybe not these guys way up here. We'll do our best. I do not know what's going on with this apple. Sorry about the plane. But it got very, very few buds, like flower buds this year. It's bizarre. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. He is a little wonky leaning, so maybe he's struggling. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spray. Oops, sorry. All right, where are you guys at? Got grass on you? Where's that? Looks like you have a smudge, but I can't fix it. Alrighty, so the grapevines are I've never treated these before. I did treat them early in the season before anything was opened with the copper fungicide. I'm gonna go ahead with the neem oil and get the leaves now that they're open. And one thing that I did have on my grapes last year was our first year with grapes, was black spot. I think it's got some kind of name that sounds kind of like anthrax, or maybe it's a type of, I forget what the name of it is, but we're just going to treat it and see if we can't get some yummy grapes. We were still eating them anyway, just not eating any of the ones that had black spot on it. And they're just fun little, green. Those were green grapes. And then we planted this one down here that I just sprayed, was a new Concord that we planted last year. There's a several nice grape growers around me, were like just down the road. And I noticed one of the guys last year was out spraying his grapes. I was like, ooh, maybe that's the trick. So I don't know what he was spraying it with, but we'll be safe. And this is all organic treatment, so it doesn't affect the quality of the food. Good job. Grapevines are hardy. It'd be hard to kill one. Alrighty. Well, while you're out here, let me show you the blueberries. We are in the flight pattern today. Must be Friday flight pattern, but I'm standing next to one of our original blueberries plants, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our original blueberries of the, I don't know, 14 or 15 that we originally planted that have made it 8 years now, and they are just loaded. I mean, let me bring you in here so you can really get a appreciation for how loaded they are. Stay up. We're still having problems. My hand. This is all blueberries. A lot of them, the blossoms have already fell, so it's the original set. And we're going to have a bumper crop this year, which was why I was so glad that we didn't get that freeze last night or a frost, because they are like, right now, don't mess with them, Mother Nature. Like, let's be kind. And this is just going to be a huge, huge year. So one of the things that I was researching this morning, though, is I'm very interested in keep trying to cultivate the skill set and the practice of starting our own plants, whether that's trees, dividing plants from things that I have and making more. And one of those things that I was researching was cultivating my own blueberries. So something like this, that is young wood. Let me turn you guys so you can see. Something like this that is young wood that doesn't have any blueberries on it, I might come back and get some of that and try my hand. So here we got wild grapevine growing in this guy. Let's see if I can get him out. It's a constant fight to keep grapevine and wild roses out of our stuff. But anyway, like I said, to cultivate my own blueberries from the blueberries that are doing so well here. So I may come out. I don't have to do it now. I can do it like up through the end of June, really. But we'll see. It's something I'm interested in, because you guys, if you're following us, you know we always go buy from somebody blueberry plants, and it would be nice if we could just make our own. And then as we want to expand, we're expanding from our own proven crops that we know do well here. This is an example of a tree. This is a flowering dogwood, if you guys can see in the fence right here. We bought from our conservation district too last year. Only one made it. They come as just little tiny saplings. And he never even bloomed out last year, kind of sat dormant, but he still looked like he had bud life, I guess. He wasn't fragile or brittle. So we let him go over the winter, and I'm happy to say that he is looking healthy. Now, that is something that I'm trying to teach myself to propagate. So we had a wild flowering dogwood down the road, and Todd and I went for a walk, and we just snapped off a few branches, and I brought it home, and I've got, I think, maybe 12 or so cuttings trying to root them in my kitchen windowsill right now. And they say that's one of the hardest trees, or one of the hardest to do from cuttings. But flowering dogwood you can do from softwood cuttings. And I don't know that I did it right. I watched a video this morning that made me question myself, like, ooh, I don't know if I did it just like that. But that'll be fun if we can get those going, because I'd love, we had all those Bradford pears on the property that we took out, but it was nice to have that pop of white color in the spring throughout the property. So, but I want to replace it with this native flowering dogwood. So that's the goal. But I'm going to take you guys to the garden now and give you guys an update there, what I've gotten done, what's still left to do. And then we're actually opening the farm stand this weekend. So you're going to come with me today while I prep some of that. If you've been with me since the beginning of garden season, it looks 1,000 times better than when we first started. I would like to flame weed one more time. And I just have this patch of Creeping Charlie and that thistle, if you guys can see right back there. So it's about, I would say, of the original bed, maybe a third of it left to weed. You'll see I got a pinwheel. I remember this hack to keep the birds away. I won't say it worked perfectly because we planted back my onions now. That's my onion bed a couple times, but it's not as bad. So they're not going through the whole bed. It's like 10 instead of 50 or 100 onions getting plucked. So that's working good. Last night I got my carrots planted and they're in the far corner raised bed. We've started bringing cardboard in so we can cardboard the big in-ground beds. And some of these in-ground beds, to be honest with you, this year may just rest. So I'll probably cardboard, and then under that tarp back there is a big hay bale that we're going to be using for our deep mulch. I've gotten, let me show you this. So I mentioned in one of my videos that I was thinking about this front bed, turning it into a new strawberry bed. And I got about 60 volunteer strawberry plants. Well, they're the daughters, you know, of the mother plants transplanted here. And that back corner is the original strawberry plot. So they were kind of just scattered along the fence rows. They had crept into my flower bed. And so I think I'm going to start with this in this front section of the bed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do just yet. But we got a deluge of rain, so it's been so wet in the garden, which is why I couldn't weed that back section, because it was just like pulling clumps of mud up and I was doing more damage than good. And then the other thing that we did is this is what I'd called the dead bed up here. And this is the south facing bed. And that whole back side was like weeds weren't even growing. It was so dead. So one of the old hacks that you can do is like farmers say that you have like really poor quality soil. You can plant sunflowers to do multiple things. To like break up hard packed, hard pan soil, things that are very clayish, to aerate the soil. And then you can also use it for drawing up minerals and good beneficial, you know, things from deep down in the earth, because sunflower's taproot can go very deep. So I have tons of volunteer sunflowers in the garden. Like I'm looking in this, just this spot right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 sunflowers in probably a 2 to 3 square foot space. So what I've been doing is digging those up, and they're all in the pathways and stuff, and putting them in rows in this garden. So I'm going to do sunflowers in here, and I think pumpkins. And we'll see how that goes. And it's just going to be a plot dedicated. Like my idea is that the pumpkins will be good ground cover, number one. Sunflowers really like their roots shaded a little bit. And then the sunflowers will go down deep and bring up good minerals for the soil. So that's the plan. It's going to be tricky for me to get in here and mulch, now that I'm doing this before all of that, but I just couldn't let those things number one, I didn't want them to get burned when we were flame weeding, so I needed to get them transplanted. But it's going good, really good. I'm happy with where things are at. And I appreciate all the tips and encouragement. I'll show you an example. Like this bed here has been, let me bring you down with me if I can, has been flame weeded now twice. And it still has, can you guys see? It still has some new baby greens popping in. Let me bring you, ooh, little stuff here and there. So that's why I'd like to do it just once more. And we're definitely getting it under control though. But I think even if I didn't get it done once more, the cardboard and mulch should be able to keep this at bay. My rhubarb is definitely ready to be harvested, some of the stems. So I'm probably gonna go and start harvesting rhubarb soon. And in the carrot bed, what I did was probably, I would say 3 square feet, so it's 4 feet wide, 3 square feet, but divided on both halves of the bed, full of carrots, and then down the center I did dill. It's a little late for dill, I know, but we're gonna see if we can't get it to take. Yeah, so that's the garden, but I have a ton of work to do today to get ready to open that farm stand tomorrow. It's kind of last minute, just thought of it and said, why not? Let's try. While I'm here, I'm looking for any honeysuckle vine that has, that's what all this is, honeysuckle vine that grows over my garden arbor that has taken root inside the garden. I thought I saw some. I think I've got it all. I need to come back in here and trim this all back. But we're gonna look in the front bed and see if I have any. I thought I saw some in there, the flower bed, when I was harvesting some black-eyed Susans. So I've got yarrow spreading everywhere right here. So I'm just gonna move some of this yarrow. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. And there is, I thought I saw, yeah, a strawberry in there too. So we'll take him out and put him somewhere else. But this is an example of why I like growing perennials and things that I can use. So I could take this yarrow and move it to a completely different space on my property. But I just have a vacant spot right here to fill in. And black-eyed Susans is another thing. So this huge patch right here is black-eyed Susan. I have 2 of them in this flower bed, and I've started moving them around other buildings on the property. And something to think about if you're just starting, you know, an ornamental garden this year. Are they things that you can easily propagate yourself, that you're not having to, you know, go out and spend more money every year to expand your garden? I've given strawberry plants. So another thing, the main strawberry plant that you're gonna bring into your garden is pretty good for fruit bearing. I would say 3 to 4 years. 4 years, you're probably gonna be pushing it. So let your strawberries make daughter plants. Maybe they call them pups, I can't remember. And then you'll always have, you know, a refresh of strawberries every year. I've given boxes of strawberry plants away, and every single year since forever. And this year for our farm stand, we're doing a plant sale. So if I can pull up enough of these, we'll sell some strawberry plants too. And it was just an easy way for me to still share the things that I love using my farm stand, and hopefully without getting in trouble. So we'll see. But I started the conversation to say that I I like buying once and only having to buy once. And strawberry plants are one of those things. Sweet potatoes are another thing. Once you grow sweet potatoes, you can grow your own sweet potato slips and have your own sweet potato slips for every season. So just something to share with you guys. And I don't know if you're like me, but I don't like having to replace and buy new every single year. That was a decision I made probably a decade ago to only buy perennial plants, things that I can cultivate myself. All right, let's see what we got. So from that little tiny effort, I got 2 gorgeous honeysuckle vines, which will become this. You have to manage it, don't get me wrong, but like we have a big one that grows on the side of the garage, and then I have this one, and the only way I manage it is I'll come pull it off the fence, and then we use a hedge trimmer in the spring and in the fall around the arbor. And it gets 2 blooms. So it gets the big bloom in the early summer, and then it gets a fall bloom that is less. But it smells heavenly. The bees love it. And you can make teas with it. You can make syrup. You can make jelly. All right, so 2 honeysuckle vines. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 12 strawberry plants. That's perfect, a dozen, nice. So strawberry plants, if you're buying transplants and you're buying a strawberry, so this is the crown of the strawberry plant, you don't want to bury that. So just bury it up to its roots and leave the crown above the ground. And everyone that I've given them to, they've taken off just fine. And that's after me taking 60 and making that new bed width. So you'll forever have strawberry regeneration as long as you have a healthy place for them to grow. So I'm gonna pack these up, and then we're gonna go up to the house, and we have all that work to do that I said we had to do, and I just added more to it. Now I have a lot of this creeping thyme in here that just gets really lush over the summer that I could transplant and move places, but maybe another time. That's all I'll say. Maybe another time. Right now, just a little too much. Too much fun to be had, and not enough time to go around. How about that? Oh, you guys need food? Okay. You guys want to let the baby chickens out with me? I just remembered there's some things in this flower bed I need to grab. Want to see them? They're really cute. Alrighty, I have this container here. This is the real tall pink phlox that bloom in the summertime, like late July, mid to late July. And they're scattering. And I don't mind that, but this is where my mint is supposed to be growing, and my mint is suffering just a little bit from it. So we're gonna dig these up, and those I transplanted. They were never here, I think 2 years ago now, from the woods. So they handle a transplant super well. I can't remember if they bloomed the first year after transplant or if they bloomed the second year, but they do handle transplant really well. I did promise some of these to my daughter-in-law because she's redoing her front landscaping bed, so we'll make sure she gets some. And that's just like the absolute joy I have in it all, is the sharing aspect. The things I love, will other people like them? Can I bless other people by sharing the excess that we're given? Nice. So we've been working on this project since last year, 2 years ago, really. This is our propagation area. It's kind of just off the back of the house. And we have a lot of amazing results from it. So we have our own homegrown red maples. Beautiful. So these are like probably 3-year-old red maples. And here's one that's like just started this year. So we'll let this go all year. And then we'll either transplant it somewhere on the property or put it at the farm stand for sale. I started these little baby honeysuckles this year. And last year we did a bunch of gooseberries. So the gooseberries overwintered great and came back to life. So that's good. Like some things I feel more comfortable selling, like knowing that they've rooted and taken hold versus, especially when it comes to trees and bushes, I should say. So things like this, I'm just gonna pot up and have ready to go at the farm stand. So that's a big job for today. We have lots and lots of gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous weeping willows. So beautiful. And look at those roots. I mean, I'm going to tell the people when they buy them, they should just cut the plastic away. Really good root development on them. So we'll be selling weeping willows, and we have some, I'm going to label them mystery berry because they're either blackberries or raspberries. I don't remember which ones they are. I have a couple of those. More maples I see. Some lilies, not too many of those. And then yesterday I did divide out a bunch of my hostas. So I did a lot of these last year. I did a lot of the white and green ones last year. This year I'm picking these from the side bed and doing just a half dozen or so of those. And then finally our ferns are really multiplying. So I'll be able to start sharing and selling ferns. And it's just my way to get back into the farm stand gently, hopefully, and hopefully without too much kerfluffle. And maybe I'll put some soaps out there, some herbs from time to time. But I think a lot of you guys have been asking what my plans are for it. I don't really think I'm going to be doing, unfortunately, any of the, like the anything that I would do in my kitchen. I'll say it that way, like that you would consume. The regulations and the rules it's just me. It makes it not fun for me. And it'd be a different story if I lived somewhere else and I could just do it from the fun of my heart and share. But just took all the fun away. So, and I think I'm a little bit more sensitive to it because having been like pinpointed out by the community. I feel like I'm just a target now, that I'm going to be up for like regular inspections, and I just don't want to deal with it. So that's not, I'm in my, let's live a very peaceable life right now and have fun. And so today I'm going to be potting up. Oh, the other thing I did yesterday was I unplugged a bunch of, like I have 12 of these, I think, of the black-eyed Susan spreads. So I need to pot these up proper, because right now these are just dug up and put in the pots right now. So I'm not going to bore you guys with all this. I'll let the camera roll from time to time while I'm doing. And then we got a label. We got to get the farm stand set up today. And then we're open Saturday. Just a one-day event. And maybe we'll do this a couple weekends through the spring and again in the fall. And it's probably going to go that way for me for the farm stand. It'll be pop-ups, and it's just we'll broadcast it on Facebook to our 1870s Homestead page. So if you're not following us there, follow us there, because we did share it yesterday that we're doing a pop-up this weekend. And yeah, so my ideas might change over time too. This is just the idea for this weekend's pop-up. So it's everything I love still, and it's just in a different form. So I will see you guys probably when it's time to clean up the farm stand. We'll actually talk, because I gotta run to Goodwill. I need to see if I can find a tablecloth. All right, I did take a little lunch break, but I got not only everything done, but my mess cleaned up. So what we've got are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honeysuckles. 2 of those are saved for my daughter for when she moves back to Wisconsin. But some of those I'll be putting out. We have all of our black-eyed Susans potted up. They're looking a little sad right now, but they'll perk up today. 2 red maples, the 3 mystery berries, 4 gooseberries, about a dozen weeping willow, 15 strawberry transplants, and about 6 hostas. I have 4 hostas for my daughter-in-law. We have 3 gorgeous lemon balms and 4 of our phlox. So that was fun. I'm glad. I hope people show up and that they're able to take some goodies home. And then started for the rest of the season to get us through next year already. We have probably a dozen red maples going, a whole bunch more gooseberries, and about 4 more weeping willows. So, yeah, that's my whole goal of this land, is to make it, I guess, full, not profitable isn't necessarily the right word, but yielding, that it gives back year over year over year, that it's a healthy land, that we can propagate our own and just grow with what we have. So that's a good way to say it, grow with what you have. But Todd's out there with the 4-wheeler now, moving the farm stand out, and I'm gonna run and start setting that up. So I don't know if I am going to leave the video like this. I actually have somebody stopping by right now to pick up a weeping willow. So maybe we'll just leave you with a clip of the farm stand. Bye, guys.